To all fellow landlords out there, imagine this. It's the 8th of the month. You are sitting at dinner table and your phone buzzes. You get the following message. Payment detected. Maple Court. Maria Martinez, $1,325 came in, short by $200. How does it know? How does it know it's short by $200? Well, you didn't do anything. You just set up a system that tells you this, and this is exactly what I did. This is exactly the system that I set up. And in this video, I'll show you how I did it and how you can do it for yourself, and that in a very short amount of time. But before we go into the details of how you can do it, I first want to show you another result from this, which I think is even more powerful. So the system can deliver you a monthly rent report. So for example, for April 2025, I got this rent report, and these are dummy numbers and values. I didn't want to use the ones I actually do just for privacy concerns. But yeah, in this case, I used 8 properties, and there is 2 problems, and there's 1 big problem. So the 2 small problems are the ones that are just $200 outstanding. Amanda and Maria didn't pay the full amount. All green ones paid the full amount on time, and Sarah Williams didn't pay at all. So then it gives me the overview. Rent total, 11,250 were expected. Only 9,225 are actually came in. So outstanding is this amount. Then the report also lists up the monthly expenses that have been deducted from the bank account, scheduled by e-categories. So for the tax sheet. And the feature I really like is the one at the bottom, which tells me the net cash flow of April 2025. So it deducts the expenses from the rent and just gives you a clear overview of the cash flow for this month. Okay, now actually the reason why I set this up. So the reason I set this up is because for me, managing rental properties was a little bit chaotic. I didn't run it like a business, and then I don't think many people do. Only the big property managers, they run it like a business. But everyone who owns or the landlords who own a couple of properties, they just check the bank account statements, and every once in a while, not really on a perfect schedule, and also the expenses, and it's just not structured as easy and as clearly as it could be. And you always have to know for each tenant what's the full rental amount, when do they need to pay, and yeah. Also, for example, leases. How long are the leases good for? You gotta keep all that info in your head, or you gotta look up in the folder and just check again on a regular basis. And this system will make your life so much easier because it just knows everything. You once you have to tell it, and then it will remember. And in this video, I can only show a very small part of it because this is a demo, and I wanted to make it so you can apply it for your own business, and then from that point on, build it out yourself in the way you need it for yourself. But it's impressive how many things you can do with this. Okay, so let's get started in the billing part of this. So the things you need is Telegram. So just download the app on your phone if you don't have it already, and on your phone is fine. I'm just, for the purpose of this video, I'm using web Telegram. Then you also need Claude Code, which requires a membership, which is $20 a month. But believe me, Claude is so powerful. Nowadays, it's all the experts say it's much more powerful than ChatGPT, and for automations, definitely, I agree with that. And well, it's just totally worth it. So I can only recommend to get it because this AI can make your life much easier. And yeah, so that's definitely worth the money. And then what you need in the description of this video, you can get a file called Property Management Demo. Download that, pull it on your desktop. Once it's on your desktop and you have Claude Code set up, just take this file from your desktop and drag it into here. So just like this. And then all you gotta do, what I did at the top, is please follow install.md. And then I would hit enter or this arrow, and then it would run this process that I ran up here. So then it reads the file that you told it to read, and then it'll ask you for information about your property. So there's two ways to do this. You can either type in all the info in the chat window down here. Just tell it with the address, how many rental units, and just all this info, or you can set this up properly. So, well, I think it's properly because it's always the AI will always be able to reference that back. So you can use this file, for example, on the example tenants CSV, and you can just change the names in here. But again, both ways work. So you can type in the names in the text field, or you can set this up in here, type in all the names, type in the co-rent, type in utility cost, parking, and the bank keyword. So that it knows once it looks through the bank account statements, which name the money will come in under. Yeah, so you can set this up for yourself. And then also you need to, so the way this is set up now, like I was saying before, it's crazy how many things you can do with the system. But the way the demo part is set up, because bank account connection is kind of complicated, is that you import a CSV file. So let's say you want to see a yearly overview of the last year. Just go to your online banking, download the bank account statement for the year as a CSV file, and then put it in here. So bank imports, and this is an example file that I'm using for the purpose of this demonstration. The CSV file will look kind of like this from your bank, and it'll just show the amounts and, well, descriptions and that stuff. And then once that's done, you can also type in, you can find all the infos in the data folder, which is in here. So you will adjust that for yourself, and then you can type that too, or you can use the chat window down here. Then the AI will say, I have everything I need. Let me fill in the configure now. Then it'll ask you to confirm this information. Then you confirm it, and then it'll explain to you how to set up Telegram on your phone, or yeah, that's the easiest way. Well, and that's step by step written out here. First on your phone, you gotta, where you look for new contacts, search for @botfather, and then try open the chat with botfather, then type in /newbot, and then it'll guide you through. You'll give it a name, you'll give it a username, and then it will give you a token. And this token, don't worry about this down here, because I'm actually going to delete that bot after the video, but you should never share this token with somebody, or don't post screenshots of a token online if you plan on keep using the bot. Just like I'm doing here. You shouldn't do that. But I'm going to delete the bots. It's going to be useless. Yeah. Step 2B, create a group. Also within Telegram, type the pencil icon, new group. Name it something like that fits the purpose of what we're doing here. Add your bot to the group. Search for its username. So just if you can add members within a group, and you got to search for the username that you see at the end of this process. So at the end of this process, you get the username and then copy that and search for it when you want to add it. And then within the group, so go here, edit, and then you got to activate topics. So just toggle this on and add the bot as a administrator. So just down here, plus, and then add your bot. And once that's done, you just got to type a message like I did here. Hi. And then it finds the group ID. So the AI will find the group ID once you give it the access token. And got the token, go ahead, then come back. And then, okay, in my case, because I've created multiple groups, it found 2 groups, and then we did a test. This is going to be different in your case. It's just going to find the ID, or it's going to ask you to send a second hi message. And then it will find the ID, then it'll pull the script, it'll create an env file, which is where the keys are stored. And well, once that's created, it'll guide you even more. In that case, it asks for importing the bank statement. If you've already done it, you can just say yes here, and then it'll send the report out to Telegram, which are those messages up here. 5 tenants paid in full. Yeah. Oh, actually, the report is this one down here, of course. The other one, it sent even earlier, the ones up here, because those are the ones, once the system is fully set up properly, it will send those messages whenever the bank account statement really comes in. So if you switch from CSV file upload to the live API call from the bank, then it will actually show this live. But I think if you upload the CSV file once a month and you get this report, that's already very, very useful also for the tax sheet. Well, that's actually already it. So if you want to get to the exact point where I'm at with this test bot, that's all. Those are all the steps. It's literally that easy once you have this file that I will share with you. Yeah. Like I said before, just once you got that set up, you can chat with Claude Code. What improvements could we make? What other things can we do? There is so many things that you can improve this for, and you can extend the knowledge of it. So that's actually really a lot of fun to work with this. Well, guys, at this point, thank you for sticking with me. And if you want to learn more about this stuff, write something in the comments. If you want to reach out to me, feel free to do so. I help people build this stuff. Yeah, if you need my help, just reach out to me. Thanks for watching.